This is a case that goes back to 2006, a time when Mr. Berlusconi's opponents were in power, but only just. The centre-left government of the day had a tiny majority, just a matter of a few votes, and prosecutors say that Mr. Berlusconi bribed a senator to switch sides, and this senator, a man no longer in Parliament, says that Mr. Berlusconi gave him €3 million and that he did eventually switch to Mr. Berlusconi's party, an act which destabilised and many people would say contributed to bringing down the government of the day, a very serious matter. This former senator says that he had a disturbing dream which somehow rattled his conscience and drove him to confess. He told all to judges, and in return for his confession he was given a very light suspended jail sentence. He won't see the inside of a prison, but what he said has put Silvio Berlusconi in more legal trouble.
Does it increase any tensions on the ruling coalition? Because, of course, we saw Mr. Berlusconi's MPs go against his advice just a few weeks ago.
Well, certainly this case is at the very, very beginning. Mr. Berlusconi denies any wrongdoing, and his lawyers say they're sure that they can dismiss the case at the first hurdle, a hearing which will begin in February the 11th. So this case doesn't actually have too much immediate bearing, but you're absolutely right to say that Mr. Berlusconi's wider political troubles have fed into the political situation here. Just about a couple of months ago, we saw Mr. Berlusconi definitively convicted for the first time of tax fraud, and because he's a felon in the eyes of the law, he now is on the verge of being flung out of the Senate, barred from all public office, and his efforts to avoid that expulsion have led to political ructions here. He made a failed attempt just a couple of weeks ago to pull down the government over this matter.